Lego is defying the toy sector gloom. Sales for 2012 rose 25%, which means sales since 2007 have almost tripled. Out now to Jürgen Knutstorp, he's CEO of Lego Group. Jürgen, thanks for joining us. Now, this is the 5th year in a row your sales growth has been 15% or more. Can you make it 6?
Well, I think it might be a challenge to reach 15% or more in 2013, but we're certainly optimistic that the growth can continue on the basis of the very strong positions we have in leading markets around the world and in fact a very global presence. And in addition, we're this year launching Lego Chima, which we think will be performing to very high ambition levels.
But the economy, certainly here in Europe, is looking pretty fragile. Does that mean that all your hopes of growth is pinned on the States or in Asia?
We are also growing in the southern parts of Europe. In fact, we've had a very successful year both in France and Italy. But certainly there's no doubt that the long-term growth prospects for us are very much focused on Asia. But I do think for a company like the Lego Group, it is incredibly important to be able to perform very well in well-established core markets such as the UK, Germany, the USA, and also now Russia is one of our top 5 markets globally.
Of course, as I said in the introduction there, there's some gloom in the toy industry. Of course, children are moving much more online and onto digital games. How are you facing off those headwinds?
Well, we think that the toy industry has been in a fairly gloomy state for the past 10 years. And we think it's also an outcome of lack of innovation. So what we try to do is to stay extremely innovative, constantly renewing ourselves, constantly coming up with new concepts. We fundamentally believe that physical play is here to stay, just like playing soccer or reading a great book. There's no end to physical play, but the demands in terms of creating valuable innovation are incredibly high. And I think also we have very successfully transformed ourselves into a player in the digital space with video games, great websites, other activities online. So we try to create a synergy between the digital space and the physical space.
OK, and one of those innovations, and one way you've kept yourselves very much at the forefront of children's minds is, of course, your tie-ups and your franchises with the film industry. Can we expect to see more of that in 2013?
Certainly. We have a great collaboration with the leading movie makers around the world, in particular a very strong relationship with Lucas, which is now owned by Disney, which already was a great partner of ours, and we also work very well with Warner. So we will continue to launch properties that are based on some of the most iconic and classic movie franchises. We're particularly favorable to long-term stories that live through generations, such as Star Wars and Harry Potter and the Disney characters and the Pixar movies. But this year we also launch a product related to a big Disney launch, which is called The Lone Ranger. OK, what's the next big thing? I mean, what should I be buying my 2-year-old? Well, by then he'll be 3. What should I be buying my then 3-year-old son for Christmas? Well, it will be Lego Chima, I'm sure. We're just launching Lego Chima worldwide, and we have great expectations to that. It's a great TV series. It's a great online game that's coming out later this year. And it's a fantastic social game in addition to a great building experience. So I'm fairly confident that you'll get to hear a lot about Lego Chima in the coming months. And
one more. My son, he loves Celtic, as does his father. Can we look forward to the day where one day we will be able to buy and build a Lego Celtic Park? I mean, is this something that you've thought of, tie up with football clubs?
It's not very likely, but we have in the past made a Lego soccer game in various iterations and Lego soccer stadiums. So it's certainly not something I would exclude that couldn't happen again, but it's currently not in our plans.
Well, I think you should think about that.
Thank you.
Jürgen, thanks very much. My thanks there to Jürgen Knutstorp, Chief Executive Officer of Lego Group. I'm Jamie McGeever. This is Reuters.